Another one I okay, I'll see if I can find that one again then. Yep. I'm okay.
I actually have more.
I know it's been went over there. Or you could use that. Or just take
I only found one more. One big one.
All right, two chairs, so we're ready to start. I apologize.
Oh, pretty day, oh, pretty day.
Worst case scenario. I got my hands all good.
Bobbi Joe.
Welcome everybody to the Star Knowledge Conference, August 2016. Thank you all for being here and showing up. We appreciate it. Chief Bowling is going to take over from here.
Okay. We want everybody to go over and circle over here. All right, except for the singers. You can sit down.
Yeah.
You can sing? Okay. Okay. All right, so we're going to do something different because
You're fine. Okay.
the energy here is very high. The vibration is one of the highest energy of spirits. But this ceremony was a lot of you, almost all of you. And at this time, we're underneath this way of navigation, what we call the spiritual way of navigation. And one of our messengers is thought, and the others are from the Eagle nations and also the ways of ancient times. During those times when you see all the specialists on the wall, that's during that time. So what we need to do is bring in the energy of today first, which is the ways of protection. And as a force of energy within this energy here, we need to work at protecting our air, especially our air at this time, our water, our fire, and Mother Earth. So there's so much there to feel, because there's so much out there that what they're doing is they're contaminating so much. In order to stay alive a long time, you gotta do some work for our grandchildren, for unborn, which is you, if you decide to come back again. So, as you know, the air is important, and we touched base with that a little bit this morning. Michael, could you come to the circle, please? I know what you're doing is important over there, but I think Mother Earth, if Mother Earth isn't here, you don't be able to do that over there.
We don't mind.
Watch out, come on, right?
Maybe not hard, yeah.
Okay, so as you know, a lot of these songs that we sing, they talk about time. We sing about time. And we also and they sing with directions. But in those words, are small words, when you interpret them, they mean so much. So when you sing they usually say that means west, north, east, and south, and that's not what it is. So when you sing Waziata, and that is a time of remembrance, see? Remembering when the giants ruled this earth. And the only way the giants were able to rule or anybody else on this earth, you have to have good air. Good air. So overnight, the giants died. The big mammoth, the big owl, name them, they all disappeared overnight. Something happened. And not too many people could say or really understand or know what happened at that time. But it was like suffocation overnight. They all died. So the air was pulled up. Our oxygen levels went down. And there was almost a mass extinction on this Mother Earth. So we need to ask the Spirit to help us with our prayer, because the Spirit won't do anything unless you ask. Okay? You don't ask, they're not going to do anything. You're just going to talk about how many guys you got. Right, Tom? I'll put you to word. All right, so that's what we're here about, right, at this time. And we're gonna sing some songs, so we need you to connect with all your spirit guides, your angels, and your sacred people. Because we're gonna use this time to do some work. And we need to pray about the air. Get rid of those nagging chemtrails, you know, that's, you know what they're trying to do with that. We need to purify our fire, which is the atom within ourselves. So the abuse of the fire, split the atom. So you need to keep your atoms intact so you don't explode. Now stop your externalizing, you know, setting your atoms outside yourself. We need to speak and pray about the water. The water is you as well. The water. Purify our water. Purify yourself first. And we need to speak and talk about Mother Earth. She's being so contaminated with Monsanto and all that fruit that she's messing around with the soils and the food things. So we do have a helper that we need to bring in, and her name is Bobbi. She's a very beautiful force, energy of love, and she can do just about anything that you want her to do if you ask. Otherwise, she just be lying around with her, you know, with somebody that call on her. She's just like driving around this piece of fire. Yeah, so we gotta do some work. So at this time, if you could come and sit in the center over here, there's a chair here. Matt, I know you're, just set yourself over here with Bobbi Joe. There's a chair right here. Okay, so we want you to, the Spirit says all we want is your sincerity. That's all we want. We don't want money. We don't want anything. We just want your sincerity. That's it. Could you girls come and grab a chair? Or you could even sit on the floor in the middle.
You guys are all just gonna have to back it up. I guess.
Move it out.
I was like, just watch the camera.
Probably show my camera. Don't have to move. All right.
There.
So we're gonna sing a three songs. Three songs. And these songs are, reading that today, the law of protection of humanity is influenced, and the guides that work with humanity, protection of humanity is to help people, and also the star influences of Saturnalia. So I'm feeling Laura is very important with that, because Saturnalia and Scorpio, Mars, they're all like influencing this time. And also Archangel Jophiel. So those are the types of angels here. Okay, I'm going to ask one of you to bring a message. So at this time, sing, bring in the Spirit. Hechaka, Wichasha, Elkman, Hechaka Tunka, Nam Hechaka Naji, Hechaka Wachi, Wichasha. So these three relatives from the Elk Nation, the standing elk, and this one that dances, and this one known as Big Elk. And Big Elk comes from those nations of giants. And he says that one side of my horn could take out 7 men. So he's a protector of humanity, protector of the women folk. So it looks like you guys need to be more gentle and kind to the women. Now, Elk Nation is a protector of humanity. And he's brought this decree down to be direct and to the point. No more beating around the bush, no more talking in circles, and no more speaking for many, many hours and lengths of time without saying anything. Now, the Elk Nation stands in the truth. It says to always see purity in everyone, in each other. Always see purity in everything you look at, especially in how you look at the purity of Mother Earth. Elk Nation stands in the truth. It says, always walk in gentle strength. The Elk Nation stands in the truth to always speak from your heart. Elk Nation stands in the truth. Know that you are a servant and a guardian for Mother Earth and her children. So, at this time, the Elk Nation wants one of their relatives to speak about Saturn at this time. Laura, the influences of Saturn at this time and what it's doing to all of you.
Hello, everybody. It's amazing to be here again. Are we talking about Saturn? Well, Saturn is going direct tomorrow after being in retrograde for quite some time. So very often that just manifests as feeling, kind of blocked, or like your goals just aren't moving forward. It tests our patience, that's for sure, and it's got a lot of different levels to it. The lowest level of Saturn would be feeling blocked, feeling controlled, feeling limited, or feeling with the help from outer planets like Pluto, Uranus, and Neptune. And we begin to shift the way we handle Saturn, and we begin to recognize the rules we want to live by, and we take the energy of structure and discipline, and we turn it into something that serves us instead of something that represses us. And so as Saturn is in Sagittarius, ready to move direct, we're also dealing with the Saturn square Neptune. Neptune and Saturn are very different planets. Neptune is a planet connected to multidimensional energy and our creative imagination and our capacity to be, very expanded and inspired. It also can take us into delusions and even addiction, just the feeling of, I don't belong here. But musicians and artists tend to have strong Neptune influence because they're able to really reach beyond this physical reality. So when you get something like Saturn, which is all about physical reality, moving the teeth and even the bone structure, and just things connected to purpose and career, things that are practical, especially in an aspect that's friction, like a squared aspect is what it's called, we can often feel that the reality checks are trying to defeat us or take away our dreams or keep us from them. When in actual fact, we're learning to integrate them so that our physical reality can reflect a greater dream and vision. But it means that we have to be willing to change the structure and change the rules. And it's a slow process because Saturn rules things like grass growing and hair growing. You're not going to really notice much if you sit there and stare at it. But if you're consistent and you keep the faith and you know that that integration is necessary for this shift, or else we're a bit compartmentalized, then we'll begin to notice that our physical reality is slowly but surely morphing into what we want. So we have to catch ourselves and make sure we don't energize something outside of us, a belief system that we don't resonate with, something that we might see, playing out on the world stage that might suck us in, or even other people's projections. The most important thing during this time is to keep our creative channels flushed and to keep energizing the dream and vision on top of what do we need to change in our physical reality to accommodate it. And with that level of consistency, by the time that aspect's moved on, we're going to be pretty blown away that we did it. Because the thing is, we wake up in the matrix and we drift off to, other realms, but now it's time to see the shift become a physical reality. And that's what these times are about with Saturn.
So at this time, we're going to ask Rosemary.
We're going to do that.
She has
Don't look at me.
I meant look at me.
Thank you to the young lady who just spoke, Laura. I don't know a lot about planets, I wish I did. All I know is I live on this one. I'm Rosemary, the Celtic lady, and it's a pleasure to be here today and be with all of you, like-minded spirits and souls. What I've been learning a lot of lately is the shift is happening so fast. We can barely keep up with ourselves. We're all running at this really fast pace, and we're trying to keep up with society. We're trying to keep up with the Joneses. We're trying to keep up with everything that's going on around us. And the one main thing that I realized through my guides and beings that I've been communicating with for many, many years is we have to stop, take a breath, and just be here in this space in this moment, this time. That if we don't do that, we'll burn ourselves out very quickly and very fast. And as our brother was saying earlier, you can spontaneously combust if you don't. What it is, when we try to keep up with that energy that's going around the planet right now, we're taking on a lot of the debris that's out there, and we're bringing it into our own physical, spiritual, mental, and emotional bodies. We can't continue to do that. Because if we keep taking that energy on, eventually that's what will happen is we'll start to combust. I guess we get a problem with the mind. I think it's the energy in here. I mean, it's very high. It's so high that my whole body is vibrating right now. I don't know if you guys can see it. Look, my hands are going like this. And it's really powerful, the energy here. You're in the mountains here. I live in Estes Park. I've lived here since 1997, and that's when I first met my brother over here. I love very dearly, and I've not had a chance to be with all of you in many, many years. But I'm back after traveling so many places. And there's so much quartz in the mountains here that no matter what you do, everything is magnified 100 million times more than what it is anywhere else. So be aware of that while you're here. If you're feeling really out of your body, let it taking off. Take off your shoes, get your feet on the ground, and pull yourself back in again. You don't want to be picking up a lot of the stuff that's out there right now, okay? Thank you so much, and I hope this has helped a little
bit. At this time, we're also under influence of a 13th dimensional ways called navigation. And Thoth is one of the messengers, the first messenger of this 13th dimensional way. So we're going to ask Bobbi Jo to bring in the message because I know she's very connected to Thoth. So you could deliver your...
Thank you all for being here. The message that keeps coming through louder and louder is really, really sending prayers into water. Water touches everything on this planet. Everything. We are made up of over 50% water. And there is a lot of polluting going on. Mindless polluting. There was a river last year in down by Durango, I don't remember the name of the river, but 3 million tons of toxic waste was accidentally spilled out to the river, and now it's flooding into New Mexico. I asked how that accidentally happened and who was the person standing there measuring the 3 million tons of waste that they just knew was released. It was basically a problem that they couldn't fix. So it's like, just put it on somebody else, just put it on somebody else. That's what everybody's doing, is just putting it on somebody else. Leave it up to somebody else to figure out. We are here now, And if not us to fix it, then who? And if not now, then when? This is the message. This is the message that's coming through. And it's very important with water. If you notice people, they walk on the ocean. Like if you're at the ocean, people just walk and talk. They're releasing. The water transmutes. It's constantly transmuting. But when are we really sitting there putting the love back into the water? When are we really sending that love in? We're just letting it take it. And so every time we're near the water, we have to send love and give gratitude in it taking our negative energy and transmuting it into something more powerful. But we have to send the love in too. It's so powerful. This message is just love, love, love. That's all you have to think. There's no wrong way to do it. Gratitude, love, send it through the water, every cup of water that you hold, everything you drink, staring at a pond, turning on the faucet. It is all important. It's not that the bathroom water is less than the kitchen water. It's all the same. It's all the We are all the We are all connected by water. Please send loving energy into the water. It is extremely crucial at this time. Thank you.
See if that does the same, right?
You brought ahead you. I'm sorry, what?
So at this time, the bird nations that work with Thoth, and Thoth is, as you know, is a bird from the bird people. Especially the Eagle people, the Eagle nation, the Wamali out there. And they work with relatives, and they want to inform you and tell you that they have spoken, and they've said that there's only two people on Mother Earth, two types of people. And one person or type of people is the nations that, the people that have a materialistic mind. The ones that only think about themselves. And they pay attention, they visit and pay respect and honor to the second type of people called the holy people. And these holy people are not just human beings. They're trees, they're rocks, they're animals, other birds, other nations of nature, other nations of love. They love to take and pay visit and respect. And they shun those that just think of themselves. So we need to look at what they're trying to tell us or what they are telling us. And also there is a message from those that come from the ancient times. Those that have written on the walls through these canyons, those that have written on the walls around Mother Earth, on the bones of Mother Earth, called rock, stone, that carry the memories and the archives of this Mother Earth. They have shared with us that all races on Mother Earth had one language. And that language we know as telepathy. And that language has been programmed out of us. We all carry that. And we need to walk back into that language of light, the original language. So this is one of the reasons of ascension through this waves of frequency of vibration called 11, 11, 12, 12, and 13, 13, which all of you are the family of. So you're the family of light and love that create miracles here on Mother Earth. And the miracles are going to be created today to pray and change the molecules that are not original to Mother Earth. So many things that have been fostered here through other star energy, star nations, such as MRSA, it doesn't belong here on Mother Earth. We hear of this, but it has been introduced to stop people from accomplishing their purpose, their task, their mission, and their stated responsibilities. So a lot of people have been influenced by this and have crossed over, made their journey only to know that they need to come back to finish what they started. So there's a lot of information such as that. And even in your emotional system, jealousy is not original to Mother Earth. There's many others that are not original that have been influenced by other nations such as Mars. Fear is not original to Mother Earth. That has been introduced by the Martian influence. So, with that, if you want to carry that, that's up to you. We will. But at this moment, I would ask to push that aside, disintegrate it within you, because we got work to do. We are bombarded by so much influences that stop us from doing what we came here to do. So we're going to disregard all that and let it go, because that's just a hindrance. Well, hello, Ronnie, you're just in time. On time all the time. Get over there, we're going to pray. So we want to pray and ask this spirit woman to come in. She is the mother of White Buffalo Camp, what she told us. And they also told us that I was the facilitator of her. So I want to ask Moontime women to step forward in the center, because that's where the power lies. Okay, so she's going to work through these women, and we're going to sing her song, it's prayer song. So if you all could sit down and readjust yourself to the divine feminine within you, then we're going to get serious here and put your energies towards the purity of the water, the air, the fire, and Mother Earth. So, yeah, that first song, the song to us, Wakapa Huni, we come and to help us. And she says that she's come from all over the universe. We come flying into this way, and that her life is holy. And if you've seen her life, that was her. And the song for her daughters, and White Coastal Catholic, or White Coastal Catholic is the covenant of this land, Zero Island, she said. So all the masters, they go and checking up with her first before they do the work with the masters. Now, at this time, do these songs. The song is said that they're speaking from above. And this is the time when you're receiving your message. And sometimes these messages of spirit talk is a little bit real. So there's a second song that helps called Tamsio Doa, which means is a song of understanding. So the song of understanding has influenced your heart and connected you with your mind so that this connection could be influenced by the way of your voice and your tongue. So every one of you have seen the future, where you are a walking time machine. You can't go back in the past in a matter of a nanosecond, and you can also go into the future. For many of you that are here are from the future, that have come back to create and correct those things that are not benefit to humanity and Mother Earth. So at this time, these two young women up front that work with the influence of this grandmother, they are going to share with you in this moment what they've seen, what they heard, they found. As a message, as a collective for the circle.
As we know, the universal mother goes through the mountains here. And the air, she came through. And as she came through, she said, water is the milk that it feeds you, the milk of our nations, all nations that live on Mother Earth. So as she came through, and as we collectively praying, and listening, and working all conscious energies together, she came through, collected what we were doing, our sincerity, built our sincerity. our holy sincerity that resides in our water within us. So with that, with the air that also holds the water, collected and moved, it moves. We have to move it. We move it within our bodies, and we move it within our bodies. And of course, it starts from a thought that originates. We're learning back to the original place of our heart. So when she came through, we were feeling collectively that when my sister here spoke of that river, I asked that our water go underneath that river, lift the energies that we do not put there, the energies that were put there for a reason that could be easily transformed. So as we lifted, the souls came in, because universal mother has relationship with every aspect of every energy on this planet. And as we remember our connection, we work with communication with each aspect, whether it be the souls, the horses, the butterflies, the dirt, all our beautiful aspects. We connect with them when we take time to remember our relationship. So as we remember our relationship, and we communicate and ask for help, things move, and we felt this movement because we asked. And as this movement came through this mountain and lifted the waters, and we connected it and took it to that black hole. She said she'd take anything to a black hole. So we asked for help with the collective consciousness of every living energy, every energy on this planet. And that's how we are going to manifest change, and that's what we're doing when we're in the present moment, which we all learn, because as we heard the Celtic grandma speak, we have to stop not in our gentle movement, but stop in our chaotic catching. So as we slow down and become present in nature and allow nature to live in a clear mind and a peaceful heart. In the silence of our knowing, the feeling is we know this is easy. It's really easy. Because we're creators at this moment. We remember that it's easy. And graceful and allowing.
Everybody, please stand up. The message is to confirm, Michelle, everything that Mr. Jim just said. Our hearts must truly be open, and we're all supposed to repeat Om 3 times as loud as you possibly can.
without screaming, to get everybody's hearts open. I can feel her heart beating. I feel my heart beating the whole time we danced. There was a lot of hearts beating, everybody's heart beating, Houston. Okay. Now you're jumping again. We are love, we are light, we are peace, we are joy, we are love, we are light, we are peace, we are joy. Don't forget it.
So at this time, we're gonna sing a thank you song for the spirit that allows you all the energies to combine to create beauty. So do the song. And we're going. They're gonna be here with us. They're not gonna leave. So if anything strange happens, blame it on Michael B. Hill. Thank you for everything, for all your heart and love and your prayer and your oneness. They said a lot of you were feeling like you didn't know what to do. And it's because you've ascended into an area that's like graduating into the next grade, from kindergarten to now your first grade. the things that you used to do, you don't do them anymore. You're right where you're supposed to be. So if everything's new, you're looking for somebody to lead you, and you don't do that because you're your own leadership. So your heart is your answer to a lot of things, and forgiveness is usually the key to opening all those doors, and also believing in yourself again. That's all you need. And you could dance, like Dr. G's going to show us. Okay, there you go. Thank you. So we'll take a 10-minute break, and thank you for everything at this moment. And look at each other, we're family. We're family.
Mi familia.
Yeah. Cuidado, mi gracias. Thank Jim for bringing this drum, beautiful life and a beautiful voice. The singers, you know.
Are the chairs going back now? Are the chairs going back now?
And you're really strong, you got really a lot of strong men. They want the chairs back to where they were at, I guess. In theater style. I think they were like. I think that. You put him too close to Mike, but he'll be sweat the big stuff to, cold sweat.
She said.
This is 20 years, huh?
You need to hold this. Hold it up to your light, the gap is in line. I know.
Finalized tentative. We need grant.
Give me a present.
Feedback, I hear feedback. I would say yes. Right now it's 10:07.
Okay, who's what's his name? Dude.
Or am I speaking next? Oh, I'm not doing the. Okay.
Made a lot of.
So somebody else is speaking. Well, because Jimmy was supposed to be here, but he's not here. Oh, I'm gonna introduce Grant. Okay.
And then keep a microphone in your mouth and train of thought. You're so beautiful.
Okay, so that's see right there.
Yeah, it was really fun. I know.
Okay, right here.
I can introduce myself. I can introduce you. Make sure you sell yourself. Don't say important things like, like your website and you have a place. You want me to drink that right here, honey?
Yeah. You want me to take this one?
All right.
If you don't want to do it.
Serve everybody, so everybody can go up to the front of the room and take a seat. All right. Everybody. I will share the business later. We have a very important.
Right?
Very relative sister, mama. And we share the heart with you, whatever it is that spirit leads her to. So with that, everybody come in, sit down. Sit down. We're going to learn something here.
Yeah.
That's what it's about, sharing. So with that, Bobbi Joe is one of our speakers in the past, and also she's going to be working with MC and as a speaker as well. So with that, everybody, if you could give her a little warm welcome. Bobbi will.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for being here, for being present. The talk today was about remembering your soul mission. And if you're here, you definitely have an idea of what that soul mission is. Even if it doesn't seem like it's apparent to you, you're here, you're seeking, you're learning. As he said, we're always learning, we're always teachers, we're always learning. It's the cycle of life that will never end. I had a message come up about a month ago, what I was supposed to speak about here. And for the last year, I would say, anything I did sessions on, anything I worked with, the message was about the I, like focusing on you. You can't take care of your kids if you're not taking care of. You can't take care of anybody else. You can't truly love anybody else if you do not truly love yourself. So it was a very strong message. I was telling people, I'm like, be selfish. Do it. Who cares? Like, do it. The more selfish you are, the better. And there's a difference with being selfish. There's a difference when you have someone who has, you're sitting next to someone who has no food, you're hoarding all this food. That's a different type of selfish. But the selfish of like, I love me. I am loved. I'm going to take care of myself. That's the selfish that you need to be. So recently it's been coming up of we. Now it's turned from I into we. And so it was like 1 in the morning and I had this message going through my head over and over again. I was like, I'm not writing this down right now. I'm going to bed. And it came up again 2 nights later. So I actually wrote it down. So I would like to recite this for all of you here today. So it is called The Importance of I, the Power of We. The importance of I exists because we needed to understand the power of we. Without the importance of I, we would not be here. I was born, I breathe, I feel, I sense, I am. That is beauty. I am beauty. I am all that is. I am the universe unfolding into itself. When we realize the importance of I realize the power of we. When groups gather to help others, you experience the power of we. When groups gather to meditate, do sweat lodges, or any ritual, we experience the power of we. This power is a feeling of total equality, loving each person exactly the same, respecting their boundaries even though there are no barriers. The power that is invoked in we is much more powerful than with just I. I am love, I am light, I am peace, I am joy. We are love, we are light, we are peace, we are joy. And ultimately, we are all love. So the message that kept coming through was just how important it is for all of us to really join together. And that's how you make a difference. There's more power in numbers. It makes so much more sense. I know my power, I know my worth. I know what I can accomplish. It's so much more fun when you have a group of people together accomplishing the same thing and sharing in that. What fun it is it if you can't share? So as I read this, I looked up the actual definition of beauty, because we say beauty all the time. I've never actually looked up the definition. It's like a compilation of things that are appeasing to the senses, especially the sight. And as I read that, I thought, well, what about the people who are blind? What about the people who can't see? And then I thought, okay, well, with the senses, what about people who can't hear? What about people who can't smell? All these different things went through my head, and Helen Keller's energy came in. And I started reading about Helen Keller because she accomplished so many things. I remember reciting a quote to a friend of mine like 10 years ago, and she laughed at me. It was like, wasn't she deaf and blind? How did she came up with a quote? And I sat there and thought, I don't have a cell phone, so I can't Google this. Yeah, really, like, how did she come up with these messages? So I started reading more about her. She was born in the 1880s in Alabama. She was born with everything, and at 19 months old, she was getting scarlet fever, or what they call scarlet fever. It was congestion of the stomach and the brain. And so at that point, everyone just assumed like that she was dumb. And if you think about that, when you see a blind person or a deaf person, it's like, oh, it's so sad. Like, oh, they don't feel what I feel, or they can't see what I see, or they can't hear what I hear. And we don't really think of all of the other things that they have, all the qualities that they have gotten because of this. And so when you read about Helen Keller, it's a really fascinating story because she ended up going to Harvard. She was the first and blind person to have a Bachelor of Arts degree. She met 10 presidents. She died at like 87 years old. She lived a long life, and she was from Alabama. Not that I have anything against Alabama, but doesn't really seem they're like, yeah, look at your bachelor's. You're deaf and blind. So I noticed that everything she talked about in all of her talks was about happiness. Happiness. And when most people looked at her as if she doesn't experience happiness, that she just must live this sad, depressing life. And that's not the case. She actually learned how to speak her sentences from this other woman who is an angel coming in to help her. And she would put her hands on this woman's mouth and feel the vibration. The first sentence she said was, "Now I'm not dumb," which is just so beautiful and magical. So I wrote down a few quotes that I would like to recite to you. I promise this all goes into the soul mission part of this talk. Although the world is full of suffering, it is also full of the overcoming of it. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence. Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. So this was very fitting for the message that had come through. And I started thinking more and more about how she was able to share, you know, her strength, her passion with humanity when everyone assumed she would never be able to communicate with anyone. And then it was realizing the importance of we. When she didn't have somebody else to help her, she couldn't have done this alone. I mean, maybe she could have, but she didn't. This is the way it worked out. And so I started thinking about the power of we, and I started thinking about geese, how they fly in a V shape. And there's this really funny joke that my dad told me when I was 15. I'll tell it to you. So you know how geese or ducks fly in a V, and sometimes one side's longer than the other? Do you know why that is? It's because there's more on one side. So that was the joke. And I'm like, yeah, funny, Dad. I ended up finding out the real reason why that is, and it's because there's always a leader. So there's always one bird in front of the bee, taking on all of the wind, and the rest of them, they're carrying the current, and they're leading the current. So when that one is tired, it can go to the back, and it can rest and ride the waves, and then there's another leader. So this is proof that we are all leaders, and we are all able to just relax and be, that we're going to be taken care of as well. And I feel that this goes into learning about our soul mission. We all have a soul mission. You did not come here to just work. You didn't come here to sit in a cubicle. We have a mission on this planet, and it is very important. If something happens to this planet, it affects everything throughout the universe. It's not like, oh, we lost another one. Like, this affects everything. This is why star beings come in and communicate. This is why we're here. We know this, and it doesn't feel right. Like when you see somebody throw trash on the ground, or when you see somebody just not care, or not even attempt to, you know, recycle or do anything. This is why things are just getting trashed over and over again. And it doesn't feel right. We notice it with our kids more and more. They're coming in with these messages of just ultimate love and not being mean to each other. And so this goes into it with the soul mission. Like we chose this mission. Helen Keller chose to have this disease at 19 months old because this became her mission. It's so inspiring. And meanwhile, we're over here complaining if we're sitting at a traffic light and it's taking too long. And it's like, oh, really? That's all there is to worry about? Like, there are so many other things, like, the freaking rivers are poisoned, and the ocean is poisoned, can we please help? So with this whole mission and the birds and flying the bee, the message became very apparent that I know we all come here to join together and this is a beautiful family, but really honoring that and really trying on your own, wherever you live, to keep that family going. It's hard when you leave this after the weekend and you have to go back to what you want to call reality and not be able to experience this all the time. But you can experience this all the time. I was in such a rush to learn about my soul mission and I wasn't paying attention to the journey. And we've all heard that saying, the journey is what's important. And it really is. And what's really important is living in the present, living in the now, not like, well, next month I'll figure out this whole journey and I'll just go to my job and do what I'm supposed to do. That's not what it's about. The job you have, even if you hate it, it is providing you with wisdom and knowledge for what you are supposed to do. No matter what it is, if you're working at McDonald's, whatever, you're learning customer service, there's nothing that should be judged in that realm because it's going to help you in the long run. And even if you're 80 years old or 100 years old, figure out your soul mission, it doesn't matter. It's going to come. So I feel a lot of urgency with people I meet, people I talk to who are wanting to figure out their soul mission, and there is no urgency. When we're feeling a sense of urgency, that's distracting you. It's completely distracting you from your soul mission. How can you acknowledge it if you're constantly like, when's it gonna happen? When's it gonna happen? It's already there. You came in knowing it. That's when you start paying attention to the synchronicities, to the signs, everything. I've talked about this before, I know I talked about this in Iowa with some of you, but it is so much fun when you can realize that every single thing has meaning. Everything. This carpet, this tapestry, bugs, insects, all the things that freak you out and scare you. If you're afraid of snakes, there's a beautiful message with snakes. You're afraid of spiders? Well, guess what? There's a beautiful message. There's a light and a dark side to every single thing that is. All of us. What do you choose to see? What do you want to see? Happiness. I choose happiness. I choose to see the bright side. We all have faults. We all have issues. We all have problems. But what are you feeding? I feed the light. I feed the love. And no matter what, I keep feeding that. And when you start paying attention to all these signs and symbols, I can't even begin to explain how magical it is. I feel like my whole life I'm just like this walking synchronicity. And it's like, oh my gosh, oh, this happened. Oh, I saw this number. Oh, this means this. Oh, it's 777. And everyone who knows me knows that's like what it is. And it's always surprising. And it's really, it's fun. It's fun. We are here to have fun. We are not here to just be super serious. My soul mission. My mission, I am here to take back the land and take down Monsanto. And I know that for a fact. And nobody achieved that. It came through very strong a couple of years ago, and my grandfather was a farmer in Tecumseh, Nebraska, and my grandmother lived on the farm with him, and he grew corn, because when the farms were subsidized, don't grow your own food, grow food for everybody else, but just corn on this beautiful, fertile land, just corn. He proceeded over the years to have a lot of diseases, and he died at 70 years old of acute leukemia. And I can't even give a list of all the diseases he had. And my grandmother passed away the following year from breast cancer. And it baffled me that these people who lived on this farm out in the middle of nowhere, how does this happen? And then I realized, well, when do you have time to grow your own food? When do you have time to grow your own food? You have to take care of hundreds of acres for somebody else. And you're driving a tractor that doesn't have a cover, and you're getting pesticides constantly on your skin. So then when you get home, you're tired, you're not gonna grow food. Well, guess what was invented around the same time? TV dinners, canned food, BPA and everything. And to me, that feels that it just compounded. It's like, oh, you don't have time to grow what you're growing for us so you can make money. That's what you're supposed to do. Now here it is this crappy food that is completely dead. Just eat this dead food while you're trying to buy all these pesticides. He used to wear this hat. it had wings and ear corn on it, and at about 8 years old, it made me angry. And I didn't know why, but his hat made me angry. And then when we were driving to our house, all of the cornfields had that same sign on the side of it, the same wings, and it said decal. I was like, what is decal? This makes no sense to me. Why is this corn flying? I didn't get it. So that was when I was about 8 years old. I'm currently in grade 5. And I think when I was like 31, I found out who Monsanto was. That was my first time ever hearing about that. And then I saw one of their products, it was decal, and it had the wings, and so it's a pesticide to keep moths. And my grandpa promoted it, and little did he know, I feel that was his demise. And everything took over, and it's like, I'm here to take them down, and at first it's like, oh, well, stop, but it's, it's not really going to make a change. So then I thought, oh, let's just make their product obsolete. So the next mission is to get everybody out there to grow corn. Their little way against that is because of their laws that if their crop gets into your crop, they own it. So therefore, we have to do more greenhouses, and we have to get a lot more small places because corn is controlling everything. And to take that down, it would cause a huge crash. Of money or whatever, people would just freak out. It would cause mass pandemic. We were born to help make their product obsolete, where we can still grow corn, ways to grow other things and bring it back to the way it was, where the land's just not completely taken over by this dead food. I know it's going to be a long mission, and I know it's going to take my entire life. But I know I chose this, and just speaking about it is enough. Educating the masses. We vote with our dollar. Pay attention to the corn you eat. Like, try your hardest as much as you can. If it seems expensive, diseases are a lot more expensive, and it costs a lot more to go to the hospital. So just try as hard as you can to spread the awareness to. When I first found out about all this stuff, I was very angry. A lot of people deleting Facebook, and I was like, do you know this is happening in the world? Wow! So I was really going down people's throats with my wisdom. And I have since learned that instead of saying like, why are you leaving that? So it's like, did you know that a bag of corn seeds used to cost $30 and now it's about $400? And did you know that when you hold these corn seeds in your hand, you have to wear gloves? They're blue. You have to wear gloves. You're not allowed to touch these corn seeds with your hands. I grew up running around cornfields. We ran around cornfields. We had haunted houses with like headless horsemen in these cornfields. We had mazes, and now you have to wear protective gear to go into these cornfields. So when you explain it to someone like that, as opposed to like, donated GMOs are bad. And the term GMO is well genetically modified organism. We have been genetically modifying organisms for a very, very long time. However, the difference with this, with Monsanto, is they're putting a pesticide in the corn that causes insect stomachs to explode. And if you think that everything's made up of corn and we're constantly consuming it, it's stuff that you would not even know is in. What's that doing over time? What is that really doing over time? And it's like, oh, cancer's running wild. Oh, there's all these different diseases. I'm wondering why. It's so weird. Well, I hope I'm a lucky one. That's not the way to be. We have to be aware of this. And so this is my soul mission. So each person has a different soul mission because we all can't have the same mission. We all may have similar missions, but we all can't do the exact same thing, and that's okay, and that's how it's supposed to be, because we need a freaking army to help with all of the chaos that has happened through this planet. So I've been talking to a lot of people, tons of people from here, tons of friends, and realizing that we're coming back into the golden age. We've been in the iron age for a long time. It's how it is. There's peaks and cycles, go through with everything. And without going into this irony, without going into this destruction of the land, we would not be here helping. We would not feel like we have a mission. And it's really important to feel you have a mission. And as much as it sucks to be like, really? We can't just figure it out by going to school? Or, we can't just like simply write it down and worry about it that way. We actually have to see this destruction, we have to feel this destruction, we have to feel sadness, we have to feel pain. That's how we grow, and it's how it's supposed to happen. I would like to believe that it doesn't happen like that all the time, but I can't say that's not my part, it's not what I'm here to do. I am here to raise awareness and help everybody realize that you are important. We are all important in our own right. No one is more special than the other, no one is less than the other. We are all equal. I had this past life regression, and I was standing at the pyramids, and it was so beautiful, and they were so powerful, and I've never been to Egypt. And there was a white and a black horse, and I was talking about it, and the woman doing past life regression asked me, she said, are they your horses? And I said, no, these aren't my horses, they're nobody's. They just are, but they like me. And we were talking telepathically. And that's how I knew they liked me, so that was cool. So I then stated that I wanted to touch the pyramids, and the woman performing past life regression said, okay, you can touch it. And as I walked up to touch it, I'll never forget it, this feeling of power. It was power, but it's not the power that comes from controlling someone. It was the power of total equality, that every single thing had a purpose and everything had a part. There were spaceships flying above, and I saw two of them, and I said, this is normal traffic. This isn't, they are not like, spaceships crazy, they're gonna take over the world. It was like a highway. There were spaceships flying around. And I was just as important as the pyramids were, as the sand was, as those horses were. Every single thing had this ultimate love and equality. And I knew, I felt it. It has happened before. This is not BS. It has happened before, and that is what we're here to do. It is possible to get back to that. But our mission, because we're a bunch of ants, working diligently, is to bring it back to that and keep it in this cycle, to bring the love back to humanity, the equality back to humanity. So with all of this, thinking about all this stuff all the time, I was thinking about people who annoy you. We all get annoyed. We get annoyed. It doesn't matter. It could be our kids, it could be our spouses, it could be the neighbor, it could be someone at the grocery store who's taking too long to write a check. Just anything, anytime you feel that, like, oh my gosh, please remember that someone has felt that way about you at one point in time. It has happened, no matter what. Perfect stranger, or you're driving, someone doesn't turn on the blinker. You have no freaking clue what's going on in their mind. And yeah, you should be driving if you're distracted. We're always distracted. Why do they put radios in cars? Like, we're always distracted. There's always something going on. So just taking the time to send that love and feel that love, and not that negativity and not that annoyance, is really going to help, because your energy, my energy, everybody's energy, you feel it. You feel it. When you're walking down the street, you smile at someone, they usually smile back. You look angry, they get angry. Flip somebody off, oh, they're going to get angry. I actually had a guy flip me off with my kids in the car a couple months ago, and I decided to follow it. So I went to where he worked. I found his nice car, and I don't know how I found it, because I drove a ways down the road, and I was like, yeah, this will not happen, that is not spreading love, this is a cool. And you did that for my kids, you made extremely obscene gestures, and there was no cause for that, and I missed the light. I didn't get through the light in time. He, however, did make it through the light, which means he ran a red light. And he speeded up to show me he was angry. So I went to where he works. It's an Enterprise car rental in Gold, Colorado, if anybody wants to go and say hi to him. I walked in, and he was playing solitaire with a deck of cards in a matter of 5 minutes. So that means he put me on music gestures. Because he hadn't been word with this solitaire. And it's this older gentleman. I walked up to him and I was like, hi, do you drive the Audi platform? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, do you want to come out and explain to my children why you made those obscene gestures and why that was necessary? He was like, you took too long. And I was like, you know what? My son said something to me. I did. I turned back. It was in that split second. I turned back. I answered him. I looked back. I was like, the light screen. So I took off and I even checked my rearview mirror to make sure everybody could get through. And I was like, I looked back for a second. He's like, then you shouldn't be driving. If you're distracted, you shouldn't be driving. And I was like, you don't really think speeding up next to me wasn't distracting, making obscene gestures, staring at me out your window this way instead of driving forward. So at that point, it seemed to not help, and I cried and expressed that you need to share love and that you never know what's going on and how does it make you feel when somebody does that to you. And he's like, people do it to me all the time. And I'm like, how does it make you feel? And I understand why. You still shouldn't do it. And so nothing really ever came of it. And I contemplated taking brownies to him every day and showing him that you flipped off a person that likes to spread love. I do hope that he thinks twice about letting people off, and I think he will. The look on his face, he didn't expect me to come in. And my hair was super pink at the time. And I'm wearing all these crystals, this like coffee shirt, and I come in all like, wow, this is going. So things like that. I did get angry though. I acted out of anger. First, it was more like pain and hurt. And then it came back around, and it took me a few days to get over that. I was really, really upset because it doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help spread love at all. That's what we're here to do. And so that is your soul mission, is to spread love. And then whatever comes along with that, how you decide to spread love, then that comes next. That's what you get to play into. You get to have fun with it. And the key is to remember to just have fun and keep doing things that bring you joy, that bring you love. If you want to meditate, you don't feel like you can meditate, go do it with meditation. Go experience that and have somebody else help you. We're all here to help. We're all walking each other home. So with my soul mission, I know that this is my first time being born in, and I know it will be my last because I will accomplish my mission, and I'm doing this as we speak.
Yay.
And I know that there's something else out there, and that I volunteered for this. I came in on my Merkaba, playing fast, and I'm here. I was joking about a crop circle that my Hill posted. I was like, it's my landing spot. Merkaba on the ground. But I was already here, so it wasn't mine. But that means there's more. I don't know what time it is. Are you doing okay? Just checking.
10:40.
Okay, cool. So I know we all come here to listen to people speak and to hear people talk and get inspiration. A big message that's coming through really, really strong is that we all started somewhere. Even the people who've been talking about these things, even Kuhl and Eagl, we all started somewhere. We didn't just start off totally doing all of this. It's been this puzzle, and we get to put it together. And so think about this as you're here listening to people, that you are your own master, you are your own God, you are all that is. And so when you come here, it's taking the pieces from everybody and the synchronicity, putting it together, figuring out, oh, that resonates or what doesn't resonate. And then you form who you are with your soul mission. And it's like learning from the would-be masters, because you truly are your own master. There are real masters out there. I've noticed that I used to feel when I was younger that I really wanted someone to tell me I was important. That I wanted to feel like whenever somebody made fun of me, I switched schools a lot and I got made fun of a lot. My name's Bobbi, girl. Everybody was like, it's Boise. There was always something to be made fun of. And I kept thinking, well, I watched that. Someday, something's gonna happen. I don't know what it is, but someday you'll be sorry. And what do you mean, no? No, I'm kidding. It's funny because I was always seeking for outside approval. Always. It was always seeking for outside approval. I had no freaking clue that it would have to come from inside. And that only happened a couple of years ago. So it's not like this has been happening a long time. And I'm still growing and I'm still beating myself up. It's getting so much better. It's just constantly moving and going. And I felt when I would go to different events, I did specifically come to Star Knowledge Conference, the other events I would go to, it was always looking at that person, like, oh, I wish I could do that. Oh man, it must be nice, but man, they got it made, they know everything. And that's not what it's about. You don't come here to worship other people. That's not what it is. I mean, we all worship each other, and that's awesome. We should worship each other in love and equality and an understanding of familial bond. But it's not like putting someone up on a pedestal. I had this reader who I get readings from once a year. He told me this beautiful saying, and it's, don't put me up on a pedestal because I will fall. I will always fall. And as soon as I fall, you judge. Then it's like, oh, you're not perfect. Oh, you're not this person. Oh, okay, well now I don't worship you anymore and I'm moving on to somebody else. And that's not what it is. It's like, don't put me on a pedestal. Just love me. Just love me. Just love me. And understand that I make mistakes. We all make mistakes, and that's how we learn. I don't even like to call them mistakes anymore. Learning experience. It's all a learning experience. And I could name 1,000 things that society would say I have done wrong. But to me, I can go back and actually pinpoint that pivotal moment of how each thing happened and how I grew from it and how I bloomed and how it has proceeded to just keep going and going by just trusting in spirit, following all the signs, following all the synchronicities, and really loving me and honoring me. I've had a lot of people get upset for that. And they're like, oh, it's all about you, or oh, you're just caring about yourself. And it's like, you're damn right I am. Because you're not going to do it. Who else is going to do it? And when we do leave, I do feel like we go alone in that moment. I don't think it's alone. I think you have your guide and all of that, but you're not necessarily taking, not like holding my husband's hand, like, you're coming with me if I'm leaving. So it's okay to let those things fall off and let those people follow their own path and do their own thing, and you continue to do your own thing, even if it doesn't make sense. And I'm sure we've all felt that. Has everybody felt that? Where because of this, yes, Grant, you felt that? Weird. I don't know if my mom's watching, but if you are, hi mom. So I just saw my mom a couple weeks ago, and I was really excited that I was getting to speak here and teach workshops. And she's like, oh, you're going there to talk about that weird stuff? And I was like, well, it's only weird to you. It's not weird to the people who come here who actually seek this out. But it's just funny because like I'm really excited to do this event and hear all these amazing people where I don't feel any judgments. I feel nothing but love. And I truly feel like it's a family that I always was seeking for, but I didn't know existed. It's beautiful. So thank you all. And it gets really hard to keep all of this information inside. And I know a lot of us have done that for a long time. And the time is now. It is now. Shared messages with people who you know are willing to hear them. Don't try to share the messages with people who are constantly like, you're crazy, you are so weird, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're talking about this. I actually have family members who have stated they didn't want to hang out with me. They didn't want me to bring up aliens. And I was like, I've learned to not give my energy away. Thanks for bringing your crow. It's helped a lot with that. So surrounding yourself with people, that's going to keep you growing on your soul mission and just really, really savor each moment, each step. And as hard as you can try, do your best to just live in the present. Live in today. Yes, it's fun to plan a trip and book a plane ticket ahead of time. Things like that, but don't be so focused on tomorrow because then you're completely distracted with the day. And maybe your sole mission that day is to make someone smile at the grocery store, or to not flip somebody off who sat through a line, or to see somebody maybe crying and just walk up and give them a hug. Like that's a soul mission, and that can be rewarding. And it doesn't have to be that you don't have to go to the grocery store searching for people who are crying. You can definitely, like tap into your senses. The message I was talking about with water that has to come through before I finish is really, really important. Every chance you get, especially with all of us here, the more, now that we all know this, the more power it's going to have. And really feeling the water. Think about it when the river's flowing. And when it's flowing, your hand goes down and it goes with it. If you go the opposite direction, it's like you're going uphill, and if there's resistance, there's a lot of resistance. So remembering to just keep flowing with the water and sending your love, and it's gonna take your negativity. Even if you're not trying, it takes it away. It takes it away. That's why we get mesmerized. Like, think about when you're boiling water. You stare at boiling water. Anybody go cross-eyed and get all dizzy, weird, and then you're like in a trance. It's like, I can't stop looking at boiling water. It's taking your energy. It is. That's what it is. It's not just like, oh no, I need to put the noodles in, but I can't. It's not what it's about. It's sucking your energy away. So keep in mind that's going into your food. So it's like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Just keep saying thank you, keep giving gratitude, keep consciously sending love, like really consciously, like feel that energy through your body. And if you feel like you don't have power, you have power. And fear is what holds us back. I always tell people that love is the ultimate. Love is the ultimate. Fear formed out of love, because of the fear of not being loved. So fear doesn't exist without love. So therefore, love is number one, love is ultimate. And that's what's truly important. And a friend of mine brought up to me one day that our power, we all really know we have power, but everyone's afraid to show it because they don't want to brag. And that's fear. There's a fear. And it's crazy to think that we are afraid of our own power. Doesn't it seem absurd? It does. We all do it. Don't tell me you don't. We all do it. I know. So letting go of that fear and really honoring your power and knowing that you are spiritual gangster, that you are amazing, that you have just enough love to give to everybody, and that you have enough love to give yourself, and the love has to go to you ultimately first. And then this will help with your soul mission. I would like to now ask everybody to repeat a few words after me. We said some earlier, but the message that has come through before as well is that you're going to hear a lot of us talk about the exact same thing. And the whole reason why is not because we're copying each other, it's not because we're full of crap. It's because these are the messages that are coming through, and think about how many times you've had to tell your kids to pick something up. Or your parents have told you. As adults, we go through the exact same thing. We have to be told over and over and over again. I'm sure spiritual guys are usually like, I told you 1,000 times, you need to learn. So this is just because obviously it's hearing a message over and over again. It's a reminder, and it's also because it hasn't fully come through. And my personal belief is that when you stop hearing that exact same message over and over again, you've accomplished that part of the mission, and now you're ready to move on to the next one, hear that message over and over again. And it's just gonna keep going, and it's okay, it's fun, because we chose this. So I'd like to ask everybody to relax in their seats. And we're all gonna take a deep breath and make sure that you're breathing from your diaphragm from here. A lot of people breathe from their chest and it's empty breathing. So it's breathing from here. So I want everybody to take a really good, long, deep breath in. And on the exhale, we're going to say, I am love. So deep breath in, ready? I am love. And we're all going to take another deep breath in. And on the exhale, I am light. I am light. Take another deep breath in. On the exhale, I am peace. I am peace. Another deep breath in. And on the exhale, I am joy. I am joy. And then one more really big deep breath in, and we're all going to yell, I am love. Everybody good at Morn? Okay, ready? So another yell, we are love. Ready?
We are.
All right, I think I'm finished. Thank you all so much. Oh, sorry, yeah, I didn't brag about myself. So I have a business in downtown Golden. It's a really amazing place. It's intimacy, healing, and arts. We have a metaphysical store with locally made merchandise. We have a lot of amazing practitioners. We have everything from massage, acupuncture, psychic readings, radiation monitoring, tons of things. We have an organic juice bar. I'm very strict about. I keep the grams of sugar. I guarantee that it's less than 10 grams of sugar, and I only use alkaline vegetables and make sure that I get them from they're organic. No pesticides, and we also have a sensory deprivation float pod, which you float 800 pounds of Epsom salt. I highly recommend everybody trying that if you get a chance. It's very cleansing. It's like being in the Dead Sea, and there's zero gravity. So it's amazing. It's a good way to reset, get a detoxic sludge off of you. The website is www.intomystichealingandarts.com. And I'm giving a workshop today at 1 p.m. I will be doing a guided work of a meditation where I take you out on a far-out journey. And you will receive the messages you're supposed to receive, and I will channel messages from those as well in there. And I'm teaching another one tomorrow at 1 p.m. So I hope you can make it and have a really good time. I love you all. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you. Excellent. Yep, see that.
Oh, yeah. Shall I introduce him? Okay, all right.
Hello again, everyone. We are going to take a 10-minute break, and then Chief Bowline Eagle will be presenting. Next, Grant. Oh, I apologize. Grant will be presenting next. So everybody get some water and bless it.
Need them papers that you give us? The car? Right. You have the key?
So these guys are gonna take turns.
They're right here. I thought who was going to put them all up?
So I would like to keep the flow even announcing the time when workshops are.
Yeah. Is there
That
a,
was great.
yeah. And,
What time it is? See, it's 7.
I don't know, it's like, oh, it's like 11.
Yeah.
okay. I'm not giving up. Yeah.
I'm ready. I got you full screen.
Okay, you got this.
I'm ready for movement.
Get it from last night.
Yeah, do you want to just put it right here?
I love the way you just described it. What does it say about your mind?
About 16. About 6 feet. Okay. Not black in the next shot right away. So is it on the corner? So
How do I get the link off Carl? Good luck. Okay, for me, like my daughter. Oh. Yeah.
You just see what the camera is. That first.
Or if you have yours, then I can send it to you and you can forward it. Well, I know you kind of. Yeah. That's my new one. I know, or texture.
First Estes part.
When my grandson waited and waited for spring break, I'm like, they're or not, you weren't vacationing, you were at another. Hi, I'm coming. Do you ever see her home? Willow. It's Willow. So good to see you, Caroline. Okay, cool. Should have it in a second. And I know I did how many people are probably like 9.
I have it on the I was just thinking if you could kind of announce that it might be so I'm wondering.
That's exactly, you know. Much
I guess we're not on that stage. So maybe Eagl is going to be after that.
Oh, that was awesome. I feel like I could breathe again. I was out. I was going to be on the floor. Like a train for a train. You know, Amazon that you registered and it just pops up. What's in and then but if it's included, then there's a link that she has. You know what I mean? Yeah. Exactly. Any batteries?
Batteries.
If not, I have other ones.
Yeah, somebody just brought a big bucket up. Yeah, big.
I am not one of them.
Sure.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you all for returning after the break. This is Grant Gentry Hicks. He is an amazing intuitive spiritual healer. He's created his own deck of tarot cards.
Nice. Those ones die too? Yeah.
Yeah. So Grant is about to give his presentation. We have a lot of energy. It's sucking the batteries dry. Grant has a workshop today at 2 p.m. and it is on focusing on your targets. So please attend this workshop at 2 p.m. And
Breaking out the microphone, giving me a chance to project, which is really exciting. Everybody, we're getting a lot of promotion and excitement, and everybody still get together. We still get the microphone. Hello. Okay, that's great. Great. Glad to be here with everybody. I wanted to talk about many things today. But the first feeling is just want to have a chance to just acknowledge everybody. I'm glad to see how everybody is here. So glad we can have this time together for inspiration, life, excitement. Oh, excitement.
Okay, yeah.
So, what I wanted to talk about is we're working with the shadow side. Bobbi Jones was talking about our power and anger and how we're working with these feelings. So I've been realizing working with a lot of, no matter how delightful, wonderful, inspired, and blissed out I get, then it doesn't take long and I get angry. Now, maybe I don't tell anybody about it. Maybe I just put it over in the corner. If I just keep putting it to the side. But after a while, I don't have any more color. Frustrated. Now I'm frustrated. It doesn't mean turn. So I want to talk some about that and accessing the great power we have. Before we do that, my butt keeps talking and it's saying it gets tired of pretending to have to stand still. So I want for everybody in their seats. During this talk, you don't have to sit still. If your butt is feeling a little funny, then let's honor the butt.
Yeah.
We're all up in our heads. I probably got no one talking. Oh, they got my butt. Because I was realizing, has anybody read the Bhagavad Gita? Really exciting Krishna. It's actually said he's supposed to be the supreme personality of the Godhead. And in a lot of religious traditions, they talk about the importance of the Godhead. We're going to get to the essence of the Godhead. And I've been thinking, that's wonderful, the transcendent personality of the Godhead and the command and the wonderful Christian. But I've been thinking a lot lately, what about the goddess body? It's all about the Godhead. You're just talking from the heavens. You need to stop doing these bad things. But they're still like, well, what exactly is doing these bad things? My body, this darn body that wants to do these bad things. It just wants to do things. It doesn't even know why it wants to do them. They just I'm just trying to focus. Nice. It's a person in my body is just like, oh, I don't know what. It just wants to do funny things. And we're so trying to figure it out, make sure I get everything figured out if I say it in the right order, and everybody, they won't, if I say it in the wrong order, they're going to get scattered, and my body's already going, oh, I'm pretty nervous, and I don't like it. Why don't, I've just been really wanting my body to be able to kind of billow. I don't think we notice the importance of body billowing. You can just billow gently. We don't have a lot of breeze in here, I noticed, but you can breathe with the billow with the imagined breeze. Now some people say, well, what am I going to do with that? Billow! It's not that bad. We're going to have these other ways to break out of this difficulty. Here I am. 20 years I've been in the same pattern. Here it is again. Lately. Right here in my belly right now. Feel it. It's like a little tight. They're going to see me. Oh, they're going to know that I'm nervous. But there's really nothing behind that. It's kind of all it is. Just that one there. Sometimes it's not that easy, Sometimes I'm trying to work with it and it just keeps getting meaner. I'm getting mean. I don't like to be mean. Sometimes I have to get a little mean. And I think, oh me, I'm not that mean. I'm just like, oh, okay, well, I guess that's not really that mean. That mean, gotta have an excuse and opportunity that goes. Here, this head, even if it's God's head, it's still just a head. I mean, it's just a little head. It can only do so much. You need more than that. You do a lot. Still, it's not like I'm done. So, I wanted to honor that I may not know this, that I have a fierce beast inside of me. Oh, yeah. This beast. You don't even know. I just I could yell, I could do whatever I want. I have a secret animal power. But I've noticed that we're supposed to all be afraid about this Revelations thing, this Revelations thing, and there's going to be the coming of the beast. There's going to be this terrible beast that's unleashed. And I've been thinking about this beast, and I'm like, is it a lion? Maybe a bear? A tiger? Is that the beast I'm supposed to be so afraid? Which of the beasts that are now living that are so scary? Used to think, oh, the bears are going to shoot them all. I think we know better. It's nice to be bears. It's kind of like that with all of the beasts. I've been noticing that they're just not that bad. I don't know what all this thing about being so afraid of the beast. I just keep thinking, is it the one in me? Maybe. It's the one that likes to get crazy, think crazy thoughts. Is that the bad guy? Surely it's not the animal. So I didn't really have to say it. It'd be the animal. Animal. You wouldn't even believe my power. I was thinking about it. I'm afraid to show you my power, so I was like, I'll show you some power. I love that power. I'll give another one. Oh, yeah! Oh, this makes it so good. Just wanted to remind you, you got a chance to do that at any time. Any time we're all walking around, any time you could just. Oh, yeah, thank you. You're really like, but we're not like, oh, I don't want everybody to see me. Just get so excited about this fresh energy. My beast remembers. It remembers that life, oxygen, that much body. I want to honor the goddess, owning being the one who knows this body, is this body, lives this body, all the animals, all these darn beasts. I think that's what it really is supposed to be. It's not we're going to let the beast out, it's we're going to let the bitch out. A lot of people are really afraid of that. Oh my goodness, I don't look like a bitch, but I'm sorry. She is such a bitch, I just can't take it. And every time they're just saying, she's a female dog, and she's soft, and she cares about her kids, and there's some threat to it. So she's being a bitch. And it's like, well, I couldn't definitely be a bitch. But is it so bad to be? It's like the beast thing. I just keep thinking, there's this beast that we're just so afraid of. And it's the dog, the female dog is this beast. That we're just so afraid of because she's angry. She don't like it. And she probably smiles. Like, it's just so funny how much she doesn't like it. It's like, oh, she really doesn't like it. Nobody likes it. I mean, it's great to laugh. I love to laugh about it, but sometimes I keep thinking about it. I don't feel like laughing. I just feel like, feel angry. I get really angry. So then I'm like, well, it's not nice to just go blow up angry in people's faces. I like to yell. That helps. But it's not enough. I get this anger. So I'll manage it. I'm thinking, well, hey, anger. Well, I can't deal with you right now because I'm in a talk. I'm like, right now. I gotta drive, I gotta think about other important things, and you keep being here. And it's difficult to deal with you. I'm going to distract my mind and manage you out of here. That works for a while, we didn't have great managing. Managing means until what? You get stressed out too much, and then you're not thinking, and so you lost your management, now you're stressed out again. So, that's where I'm at right now. I suspect many of us are still. So then, we got managing anger. Now somebody said, oh, let's deal with this anger. We're going to deal with it. What about you, buddy? You better listen to me, huh? The anger's like, well, maybe, kind of. Well, I can't say anything else. But it does these things. Like, it slips out, that anger. All right? You're trying to be nice, kind of like, oh. Just that little bit, you can see with the self-judgment, you can solid, I was all angry, especially for the women watching. I don't know how that looks to you. You're having to say these things under a breath, you don't. So I think in deal with the anger, we like play cards. You know, like a dealer, a card dealer. I think the anger might like to sit at the table with me and play some cards instead of just being. A lot of times when people say, I gotta deal with this. Well, all that means is I'm gonna get really serious. You're gonna put a lot of effort forth to try to make it my way. I'm like, well, deal with it. Get a lot of people in the parking, you know, maybe the anger might like to sit if you knew that there were other people playing. But I've noticed from a lot of the women that anger, nobody's hearing it. I've been saying it. Like I said it really loud in your face, and then you blamed me for it. So I said it kind of nicely over in the corner and didn't really hear me. So and I just kept on saying it, and now I'm really angry again. So dealing with anger, it could be fun if we actually play cards. Who plays cards with their anger? So then I think, well, what is this anger doing? Hurts. It's like this week I got so angry. I was angry for days and I couldn't stop it. My mind was saying all these things, my divine Godhead was saying all these things. And my body just felt, I can't think about that, I'm not gonna do that, I'm not gonna do that, I'm not gonna do that. I feel like we have work on any of these things. Any of these things just seem like distractions. This anger, since I've been, something's not right, I've been assaulted, I don't know what I'm doing. I was afraid. Anger, nobody can see it, or if they see it, they're not gonna know. Go back up. So what I've been realizing is that we got to trust this anger. We got to find a way to honor this anger and have it really have a nice place to sit at the table. The anger, we know you're really angry, buddy. This anger that I've been feeling, I got back in my meditation, saw the anger. I just sat like 3 hours the other day. Just so angry, I can't move, I can't think. Anybody I talk to looks ugly. Anything I look at or think about is tainted. I think about any physical thing, I can see the poison on it. I can see the worst in everybody. So I didn't want to really talk to anybody, see anything or do anything. I go back up inside myself, and then I just put the anger. It's out of the anger, it's out of the anger. I managed it, I dealt with it, and I was still sitting there with it. I've been here 1,000 times. How many people have I heard say, what am I doing here again? I've already been here before. Keep going back like that. So what I realized is that I know probably everybody out here really knows superpowers, right? Real power. Oh, yeah, I mean, that's my superpower. Everybody else got other superpowers. And key to these superpowers, I've seen from many comic books, many fantasy stories, so I know for certain it's true, that it really takes an extreme pressure situation to bring out some of these powers. Otherwise, you're going to just blend in, no matter what anyone else says, at all costs, blaming yourself for the thing that keeps trying to happen. Oh, like the ability, it's always a refreshing. Okay, so sometimes I get paralyzed when I try to think about anger. Superpowers. Oh! If anybody out there is a really good tailor, I'm in the market for a really good superhero suit. Take a chance. So it's like a very good tailor. Steven, I know Steven. Thank you, thank you. Superhero power, help me. Thank you. So and that's what happens a lot. I know. So I know it happens to women, a lot of people too. You get so angry, you just check out. What do you want that? What do you want that thing? I'm going to be able to watch TV or something. There's this constant feeling. It's probably your partner's fault. Definitely the kid's fault. Mother and dad's fault, like certain. But after you like blame everybody, and like, then I keep owning anger. All this anger. I'm tired of owning it. I don't want it. I want to give it away. But most people don't seem to want it. I just don't like it. Okay, superpowers, it's got to get to the point. I had to get past paralysis, we check out your body. I have to get to the point of, now I feel so mad that I don't even respect myself. I disrespect myself so much that if I get angry, it'll be like a joke. And people could just laugh it off so that I could just slip by and they wouldn't really see that I was really angry. And they're not blaming or a story thing, and I don't want it. It feels so angry. So I realized that this was actually the time I was looking for. So much anger is going to crystallize and build a crystal and just. Something's gonna come out here. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it. But when I just express it as like anger, it doesn't really catch. Just maybe it gets a little bit out of the bucket, clear for a little bit, that's cool. But there's going to be more that's going to make us mad, I think. Everybody's looking around at the thing. There's a lot of them get mad, I mean, every time. So I've been thinking that we as a group are going to have the secret key, superpowers. Everybody else is going to be going, and we're going to be going, yes. Oh, yes. I'm loving this. I'm loving every bit of this. I'm loving every feeling. I'm loving every anger. I'm loving every dark thought that wasn't ever supposed to happen. That makes me a terrible person. Yes. So sad. I'm so weak. I don't know what to do with myself. Yes. Every one of these things is part of our teaching, part of divine authority. Move through our bodies. We can get out of this. We don't get right. Programming. Every turn. I try wild things to get it over. Still doesn't work. I like this one. This is really what it does to me. And I'm trying to pretend like I'm not really feeling it. It's trying to make a good smile. And if people hug me enough, they won't hurt me, feel so good. But I keep trying to keep straight out. Most people don't see this. What? Yeah. I know. Really bothering me. Because helping me. Being witnesses of me. Help me get that program on my body. So, specifically about the superpower thing, because I think this is really critical. So here comes the voice of this anger. You know, I like to think I've dealt with all the anger so well. I'm just such a master on this thing, and I just don't even have to feel it anymore. Right now, it's actually pretty excited. Really, I can find something, sure. I can be angry, I can't think of anything I'm angry about, dang it. So here comes this anger, right? This is passion. This is charge. You know, we're just sitting on holding it. Keep seeing so many people holding. They say, hold on. To what? I got a grip now. Is that helping? I don't think it's helping. You know, the animals, they know. The beast. We're so afraid of what's going to happen. Actually know better how to live on the earth. They actually know that. You know, this terrible bitch. She knows better. You don't know that she knows better. I get along. She knows better. Trust her, she knows better. She knows better. This body knows better how to be, what to do. But the head won't let it. That just keeps trying to say, don't do that, don't do that. People are gonna think. What are people gonna think? What do people think? They're gonna think. Well, if I just keep holding myself in special ways and hold it and keep looking at this way, that they won't notice. They won't notice. But I notice it doesn't work, because then just another angle they can see me. So we're all here, we can all actually see each other. Everybody here is all I think empathetic, like it gives. Sorry, guys, we're all like super and super aware people already. So it's one thing. Everybody's seen He-Man. See anybody who does not know anything about He-Man? Everybody knows it, but you don't know anything about it. There was a series that was very important for my childhood development called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. And He-Man had one key, one sword of truth, a sort of power. And he would say, he's just a regular guy until he turned to He-Man. He had a sword that was connected to the lightning somehow. Thought about it, but never could figure it out. He would have his half of the sword and he would go, I have the power of great storm! I have the power! I always thought that was fantastic. Lightning with his sword. Come up with this big, strong guy. All these things. And then there was Skeletor. He had a skeleton face. He had the other side of the power sword. There was this Castle Grayskull where he always would say every episode, this is where the secrets of the universe are kept. But you have to get He-Man's sword and Skeletor's sword together to get that key. Castle. So here's He-Man on the beat time. Skeletor's He-Man, he's about to get that sword. Well, every episode just looks like the sword almost come together like trying to get the secrets of the universe. But more fighting, somebody messes up, one gets too strong, you get that sword together. I think we're old enough now. When I was a kid, I was not old enough to get the sword together. But now I think we're old enough as a human race to get the sword together. We can get this good sword and bad sword. I think the kids aren't afraid of that anymore. It's just not that scary anymore. I think this good and bad sword together. We knew we were going to have our superpowers, and the anger that we're so afraid of is killing everything. Is actually this great source of our power. It speaks in English if it wants to. Can't really make it. Talking English, but the anger does like to talk in English. It actually can be heard and acknowledged and honored and allowed. And might even embrace his wisdom. If we can even be like, waiting for you, anger, I'd still be sitting there just kind of stagnant, not really doing anything. Reminded me that I'm just also super powerful being. I'm doing really super powerful beings. I'm just trying to be distracted. I'd rather just be here now doing it. Just bringing it. And it's all get together. That's what this is. There's a whole bunch of us. I got to make a warning. I know I always think about this. Oh, what am I going to do with myself at the conference? Well, I'm kind of tired. Sweet thing. I don't really know who to talk to anybody about my story. Well, I'm saying you can at least let your body do something that you never would do. Maybe where somebody can see. It's not going to be anybody, but your body's got all this business, trying to talk that body's business, that body's trying to talk that body's business, and you can't keep going, we're breaking the still seems to what are we doing? So just opening up the room for our bodies to have life together, and want to share that room and be safe and free and open to share. Have our childlike spirit available. So all this we're doing this serious work. Everybody, very serious. Very important. Be rules, guidelines, very close protocol. And we're gonna have this love, we're gonna have this joy. And I'm glad that everybody has this sense. Now I think that I might just get angry in your face. I hope you'll forgive me for it. I love you guys.
Wasn't that fun? one more round for Grant. That was awesome. He has a workshop at 2 here today, and then he's speaking again tomorrow, I believe at 5. And he has another workshop tomorrow as well at 7. So yes, definitely pay attention to that. I believe at this point we are breaking for lunch.
No.
No, you're not.
Chief Golden Light Eagle's coming on next.
Okay, Chief Golden Light Eagle is coming on next. So if everybody wants to take a 5-minute break, grab some water, make sure you stay hydrated, and come back for some more amazing wisdom and Chief Golden Light Eagle's message.
I'll always have this here too if you want to see the schedule.
Did they change it?
Wasn't lunch it?
No, it's always noon.
Huh?
Always noon.
Isn't it new?
No, it's only 11. Well, it's 11:30 because he started like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's still going on next.
So,
And lunch will just go late, I think.
well, because a bunch of people paid in advance to go to there.
You want to see if he just wants to go a half hour? Just tell him to talk fast or short.
Okay, so we actually are doing lunch since we are on divine time and things started according to plan, even though it wasn't the original plan. So everybody feel free to go ahead and break for lunch. We will be back at 1 p.m. and we will be back at 1 p.m. We will see you then. Thank you.
I don't know, I'm teaching a workshop about that.